Hi guys, Puddin here with the game for you in my Tier 10 British light cruiser, the Minotaur. Now, my captain skills are going to be priority target, jack of all trades, bigger smoke, basic fire training, superintendent, advanced fire training, and concealment. My modules will be protect my main batteries, longer shooting AA, DMCOM 1, faster rudder, and the reload, and of course, concealment. Now, I am a big believer in BC on mountain range, at least for random battles, and I will just go over this thought process real quick. I believe each of these squares is 4.2 or 4.5. I'm not sure, but if we go with 4 kilometers, the 1-2 line never touch A. It's only until you're about halfway into 3. So already going 1-2 line, you're 8 kilometers away. The problem with this turns into is there's no support for B. So when people say A, B, what usually ends up happening is everybody goes to A. Nobody can shoot at B because you're too far away. Now if you look at C and take that same process, the 9-10 line, well, the 10 line barely touches C, and the 9 line is fully into C. And really what it turns into is you can actually easily support B easier from C than you can from A side. Now, maybe at the start of the game, yes, you can get shots, but usually around the mid portion of the game is where the issue comes about. As you can see, a lot of people use, or if you've played this enough, a lot of people go to the 1-2 line, and that sort of fight comes into, and if you lose anybody that's on the BC side, is usually where things start to turn to crap. So I am divisioned up with husband Zath. We are both in a Royal Navy ships. You know, I picked this because he took the Conqueror just for the lulz. Luckily for that, because I am a little bit heavy spec for AA. But I am heading over to support, well, at this point, what I thought was somebody at sea, but I'm trying to go over there to, at this point, delay our carrier's demise if those guys push out of sea. You can see there was a New Orleans and a Des Moines, so whatever is camping it must be a destroyer. We know where the Z-52 is. We know what is spotting, or what was camping A was the enemy Minotaur, so that means the Yagumo is the gentleman camping C. I get spotted by planes. I immediately click on them for my AA to go to town, and the Minotaur decided to push up. Well, the enemy Minotaur pushed up a little bit too far, while our chappie also did the same thing. So I kind of figured the chappie for a loss. Here comes torps that were meant for somebody else. Luckily, easily able to dodge these. But our chappie did do a decent job of at least scaring off the Z-52 for a minute. I'm going to kind of send random torps where I would go if I was a destroyer leaving C to possibly support B. But I am going to save one set just in case. Now what I was going to do is try to hold this corner. I'm going to do my best to have the guys that are south of B spotting, and if I can smoke up, I will smoke up. New Orleans is shooting, so hopefully somebody's got them spotted, but with some of these islands, I wasn't sure. I didn't want to initially hit my smoke because the Des Moines still wasn't spotted, and I just didn't want to get caught with my pants down with the Des Moines pushing up. New Orleans gets spotted, not spotted. Kind of a little bit close to smoke up and shoot. Obviously, at this point, I'm thinking I'm the one that is spotting the New Orleans. I'm not 100% sure. Looking at him for torpedoes, hopefully have him push into him. See, he's doing some drastic turns. Didn't think he was going to turn fully that way. Thought he would maybe angle up a little bit and push out. But with his guns looking at the Chapayev, I know the turret rotation on the New Orleans is a little bit slow. So what I'm going to do is force him to either shoot me or shoot at somebody else to potentially have people get some free shots in on him. New Orleans is turning his turrets to look at me, or it's Des Moines that is going to be shooting at me. But it looks like it's the New Orleans. So what I'm trying to do is try to get some distance. Try to get some distance, go back dark, make this guy potentially shoot at me, hopefully miss, and have somebody else potentially finish him off. As you can see, our champion did an excellent job of surviving. Now, some of the reason, or two of the reasons why we did pick this replay, or I did, is because, you know what, I did have that discussion about people being friendlier, GG's, well played, acknowledging good plays. And the other thing is, positioning. I'm kind of going to set myself up to be in the right positions at the right time. We still don't know where the Japanese destroyer's at. We know where the Z-52 is at. But what I'm trying to do is trying to really stop these guys from pushing out into getting free hit, to potentially sneak up on our carrier. Now, I believe the New Orleans wasn't being a jerk. He was just trying to bait me into coming out and play. Well, you know what? Your wish is granted. I bet you didn't wish for that now. I see these shells coming in as he gets finished off. And I don't know what the Des Moines was shooting at, but I know that the Des Moines has AP loaded. It's the correct call for him. But with those two salvos just completely whiffing, thank God. Now, you may be asking yourself still, why am I so adamant about holding this corner or holding this side? As you can see, we've kind of herded the enemy into the BC side, while most of our forces are still stuck in on A side. That leaves the Alsace, Zath and his Conqueror, and myself to delay these guys to come out. Now, I am going to stick next to Zath for as best as I can for AA. I did spec into it for a reason. You know what, just to farm CV salt tears, and potentially maybe one day get a clear skies again. But I see DD, and we need to take him out. I'm not going to waste time trying to send torps after him, unless he does kind of smoke up. But if something spots him, I'm just going to shoot at him. He'll die a lot faster if I shoot at him instead of sending torps. If I don't know where he's at, then you know what, you might as well send torps, try to force the guy out. As you can see, the Yagumo is still, well, for the most part, he's doing it correctly, I believe. He is spotting for the Des Moines and the Bismarck, and he is supporting those two guys. We don't have a lot of ships in this area. They kind of do outnumber us. So with him spotting, gives those guys the advantage that, you know what, we can't go dark and, you know, heal up or move somewhere else without them knowing about it. But I'm like asking Zath, or telling Zath, I'm like, you know, man, I really want to smoke up and just start hammering this Bismarck. Zath says, don't worry about it. I'll be able to keep him spotted. Now, we're 10 minutes into the game, and this is the first smoke I have used. Everything else I've been shooting out in the open. Luckily for me, nobody was in a position to outright punish me. But all I'm going to do is just hold down the trigger and ripple fire. But I see the DD. He's still spotted. I might as well take shots in on him. I want to help out our destroyers as much as possible. He's putting himself at risk by shooting at him. So I'm going to do my darndest to help him. I'm going to send torps at this guy in hopes that he's going to push into them. I'm kind of sending them out in just different directions. But as you can see, you know, really what's going to happen, this guy is going to die to gunfire instead of these torpedoes, I do believe. Luckily for me, I completely missed those torps. I should have had my hydro running, but I didn't. And, you know, we're just going to sit here and plink the poor Bismarck to death. Kind of a waste of torps. I let Zath know, I'm like, you know what, I'm doing my darndest to get up and go, to get into any sort of position to, well, really shoot down these torp planes and help out Zath survive. So really what I'm trying to do right now is just haul butt over to Zath, get my AA going on these planes. Now, replays do not show you clicking planes for your AA, and they don't show you doing it for the secondaries, but trust me, I do click on planes for my AA. Now, with the Battleship dead and just the DD and Des Moines over here, Zath and myself, along, I believe, with this all says, but Zath and myself are going to go after C finally. Now, I know the Des Moines radar has been used, because I did get detected by it a little bit earlier. I'm going to send a couple random torps just to get the destroyer to potentially keep moving. The destroyer's not spotted. It is Japanese, and his torps are probably loaded, so I might as well hit the hydro. But I'm hitting my hydro for two reasons. One, I want to get close to this island, get the Des Moines respotted for Zath, and for whatever reason, the Yagumo decided to smoke up in front of a Minotaur. Clearly missed that set of torps. Missed the second set of torps, but he's well within my hydro. He's as good as dead. There's not much you can do. I've avoided all of his torps. As we finish off that gentleman, we are still down on points, but we are not down on his ships. So I'm going to try to use the I was going to try to use the smoke the DD set for me, but you know what? I really don't want to be showing broadside to a Des Moines. Now, the other thing, instead of sending single fire torps at this guy, I just send one. But what I'm going to do is actually reselect wide spread for myself and use that instead. It's either North Carolina, but I'm not 100% sure if you can see me. I can see it. What's going on? Take one salvo. Wasn't spotted, now it's spotted, so I might as well pull back forward and just let whatever turrets can get on this guy, get on this guy. Now, I've got the Des Moines on hydro for another 4 seconds, but that is going to quickly run out. I'm sure that's what that gentleman was waiting for before he made his push. Now, I'm playing a tricky game. He's playing a tricky game. I did send these torps against the Des Moines. Zad's screaming at me, you're going to be showing broadside to a Des Moines. I'm like, yeah, maybe, you know, it's going to be really close with how I position for the island. Luckily, he misses his first salvo. I'm able to angle up as my torps come in and get the kill. So job well done there. I might as well hit my heal because, well, there's really not a chance that we're going to lose this now because the Alsace is finally getting. See, they only have 3 ships left, and really, I'm not afraid of a carrier, so I might as well smoke up and do Minotaur things. But the other thing that made me pick this is this gentleman right here. GG, well played. Minnow, that Hydro really messed him up. I'm giving GG's. Zath is doing the same thing. We're just trying to be nicer, I guess would be the correct term. As I scream at Zath and saying, God darn it, there goes my Kraken. And the other guys, you know, that Zath had pointed out, you know, for playing well. We did end up complimenting these guys at the end of the game, but I mean, as you can see, you know what, the I believe it was Des Moines or the Yugumo, but whoever acknowledged that he got outplayed. It wasn't that I got lucky or I'm hacking. It's just, hey, congratulations, you outplayed me. I messed up. Good job to you. But instead of rambling on about how nice we are to each other in chat, I'm not going to get my Kraken. The guy's too far away. Spoiler, the shimmy does. But really what we're going to do right now, guys, is just go check out the post-battle results. Hope you guys really did enjoy this replay. I hope you did learn something from this. The other thing is, you know what, if you do get outplayed, if the other guy does outsmart you, you don't have to be a big jerk about it. As you can see, those gentlemen that we outplayed, you know, GG. They learn from it, learn from your mistakes, learn from being outplayed. It's going to help you become a better player. We do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. We do love the replays you do send us. Sneaky is looking for big hits, so if you do have some big hits, please send those in. Also, the email for that is in the description. If you got a big hit, it would be helpful if you could throw in a timestamp of your big hit and just say attention big hits. Please remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. Please hit that like and subscribe button and have yourselves one heck of a great day.